Hello, welcome to practice exam 2. This is Leo. I will go over question 12 to question 14. For the first one, consider the following code segment. What will be the output when the grade is A? So let's set grade to A, and it will execute case A. Then, because there is no break after case A, so it will continue to execute case B, then break. So in this case, it will print out excellent and great job. What if grade is B? So in this case, it will execute case B, then break. So it will print out good job only. Let's make grade equal to C. So it will execute case C. Then, because of the same reason, no break after case C, no break after case D, and no break after case E. So it will continue to execute the codes and until the end of the switch statement. So it will print out average, poor, and failed. Okay, how about question 13? Underline the valid method headings, assuming they exist inside a class. So, we can use this one as an example. So for a method, we have the modifier, return type, and the name of the method. And if the method has parameters, so we also need to check if the parameters is valid. In this case, we need to check the data type and the name of the data. We need to check if the name is a reserved word or not. So let's get it started. So for the first one, public void and F. So valid modifier, valid return type, and valid method name because it's not a reserved word. And also, it takes no parameters, so we don't need to check if the data type and the data are valid inside of this parameter. So it's good. For the second one, valid modifier, valid return type, valid method name, valid data type, and valid name of the data. So it's good as well. But some people may say they have seen a lot of cases like this: public void main string, square brackets, then args. When a variable add a square brackets, it means it's an array of this data type. In this case, it's an array of string. And you guys don't need to worry about that. We will learn the string. We will learn arrays in the later chapters. So for right now, as long as there are valid data type and valid name of the data inside of the parameter, and it will be good. And also notice that the data type of the return type of the method and the data type inside of the parameter don't have to match. Those two are separate. Okay, let's continue. For the third one, valid data type and valid method name. but it's missing return type, so it's invalid. Some people may say a constructor don't have a return type. A constructor doesn't have a return type, but here we don't consider constructor, so it's invalid method heading. For the next one, valid modifier, valid return type, valid name of the method, valid data type, valid name of the data. And for the second argument, it has a valid name of the data, but what is missing? Yeah, it's missing the name of the data type, the name of the data type of the data, so it's invalid. Okay, next one, the valid return modifier, valid return type. No, it's not valid. We do have return type. We do have integer return type, but we usually write int instead of integer. Also for the name of the method, it's also invalid because we cannot use a reserved word. String is a reserved word, so it cannot be used as the name of the a method. And the data type is valid, and the name of the data is valid as well, but it's not a valid method heading overall. The next one, the public modifier, valid, and valid return type, valid name of the. So this one is another return type. A method cannot have two return type, so it's invalid. Valid modifier, valid return type, and valid name of the method. Notice that here bank account is an object, so this method, the return type of this method is object, and it's also okay, so it's pretty good. For the next one, it's valid modifier, valid return type, valid name of the method, and valid data type, valid data name, valid data type, valid data name. It's all good. Yeah, for this one, what if it's public relational number? Is still incorrect because we don't consider constructors, so it's missing return type as well, so it's invalid. And this question is quite important. For the last one, for next two questions, write the requested portions of a class called baseball player. This class contains the following data instance. Okay, so we have 8 instance variables. What do we need? We need to write the constructor and pass the name and the position for the player. Okay, let's do it. We can write it here. So for the constructor, we want it to be public. Then return type. Constructor doesn't have a return type, so just the name of the class. We just copy down the name of the class. Then the parentheses. And we need the name and the position, or we need to pass those two variables. So first we need to know what's the data type of those two variables. If we look back at here, we can see it's a string. So for the name and the position, both of them are string. so we need to write string. And we can name a variable, so we can pass that variable. We just name this parameter variable to a name. And for the position, it's same, a position. Then we can do actually passing those stuff. So we start passing name equal name, position equal to a position. Okay, are we done yet? Not really. Remember, for the constructor, we want to initialize all of those 8 instance variables. But right now, we only initialize 2 of them. So we need to initialize the rest of them. But what should we set? If the question doesn't tell us the specific value, we need to set them to default value. For the default value, for integer, we want it to set them to 0, and for double, we want them set to 0.0. For string and object, we want set them to none. Yeah. So here, we just write down all of those those 6 instance variables and set them to 0 and 0.0. So we just write down for this integer, we set it to 0, and as integer singles set 0, double numbers set to 0, and number triples set to 0, number non-home runs set to 0. Then the last one is a double, so we set it to 0.0. Okay, so that's all we need to do for constructor. Okay, for part B, we want to write a toString method. We need to return the name, position, and the batting average. Notice that we need to format this batting average to have 1 digit to the left and 3 digits to the right of the decimal. And assuming decimal format has been imported, so we don't need to import java.text decimal formats. Okay, so we need to write the toString method. For a method, we need to write the heading first. So what's heading? It's a public, then the return type. For the toString method, we always want it to return string. Then toString is the name of the method. And it takes no parameters, so just okay, at first we need to instantiate the decimal format object. If you don't know how to do this, I recommend you just use a cheat sheet. So just like this. Alright, never mind. Okay, so let's go for it. For decimal format, we just write decimal format, and we name this decimal format, and it doesn't matter, we can just name cat. Okay, oh, this is a mistake. Decimal format cat equal to new decimal format. And we need to set the rules for the decimal format for this cat. So here we we want to 1 digit on the right and 3 digit to the right. So excuse me, 1 digit to the left and 3 digit to the right. So it's like this. Also, we can write this num symbol instead of 0. It doesn't matter in this case. Doesn't matter. So we don't need to worry about that. Just write this. Then add a semicolon. Okay, now we can start return that string. Okay, what do we want to return? We want to return the place name, so just return name plus position, and plus we also want to return the batting average, but we want to format it. How can we do to format the batting average? Use the cat decimal format. So if we want to use this cat decimal format, we need to write the name of the object down. So like this, cat. Okay, there are not enough space. I can write here. Cat dot format. Then enter the thing we want to format. In this case, it's batting dot average. And that's all. And if we want this looks nice, we can just add another line between those variables, so it will look better. So return name plus another line plus position plus another line plus cat format batting. When we use in decimal format, we must make sure the name of this object match the name we used here. So it's cat dot format batting average, and that's pretty good, right? We just make it back to normal. Yep, that's basically how we write our toString method. Okay, I hope you guys will get a great grade on exam 2, and thank you for watching.